Another week has begun, and there's a lot of momentum relating to Judea and Samaria, a lot of pressure. You see a lot of chatter online. Judea and Samaria, some people mistakenly call that the West Bank, like the western banks of the Jordan River. All of Israel pretty much is on the western bank of the Jordan River. And so you see, there's this pressure, like maybe, not only Gaza, but also Judea and Samaria should all become a Palestinian state. Is that a good reward for terror? No. Right now you have in the Binyamin region, right near where I was married, a flock of sheep poisoned at a farm there. Palestinians from the village of Al-Mughayr went there into the Binyamin region on Shabbat and poisoned a bunch of these flocks and herds. And so, what causes a country to be in the country they're in, right? Any country. Well, it could be either they lived there, as long as we can remember, like India. It could be that they were given it in some sort of a deal, some sort of an agreement, some sort of like the UN, voting that Israel be there. Or it could be, thirdly, conquest. A battle happened and they won, for example. And so in the United States, you have conquest and you have, they weren't there originally. But, with Israel, all three point to the fact that we are supposed to be in the promised land of Judea and Samaria. One, we were there in ancient time. It's also biblically promised. It's also, and then number two, there was an agreement, not only with the League of Nations, also the UN and the peace deal. And then the war that happened that we didn't start, but we survived it in 1948, and consequential wars after that, consecutive wars after that. And then you have us winning those wars. So all three point to the fact that Israel has every right to be in Judea and Samaria. I do notice that there's a Trump administration submitting to the United Nations, maybe it's because of the pressure of Saudi Arabia, saying that, it's not the exact same as the deal of the century in 2020, deal of the century, but they're saying that they want to undergo steps that would give the Palestinians a state. First, they have to undergo some reforms, unless they're just going to lie and say they underwent these reforms, but they didn't undergo the reforms, and overhaul of their textbooks, and then they get a state. Where are the borders of that state in Judea and Samaria and Gaza? That would be catastrophic. None of this will happen, is what Netanyahu says. He says absolutely. First of all, they're not going to reform, and secondly, Netanyahu says they will not have a state. And so then Saudi Arabia and the Indonesia would potentially, maybe, join the Abraham Accords. We want them to join it. I mean, doesn't mean we want to commit, throw our security out the window for the chance they might join with us in peace. You have to be able to have security. I mean, look what we've just gone through, right? And continue to go through. So Defense Minister Katz, he says he's just been updated by the Deputy IDF Chief of Staff that the operation to destroy the Hamas tunnels is going well, which it is, demolishing tunnels through explosions, pumping liquid concrete into them, throughout all kinds of areas under our control. Absolutely. And this multinational force that the United States is expected to put together is expected to continue that role, continue that mantle, continue destroying those proxies of terror. And Iran, at the same time, is trying to rearm Hezbollah. They wish they could rearm Hamas, and they seized an oil tanker. They seized the Talara tanker in the Straits of Hormuz and said it had, I think it's an oil tanker. It's a big boat. And how in the world is that happening? I mean, that is like a declaration of war, isn't it? Everyone's saying it looks like it's going to be war with Iran and Hezbollah, who are trying to regroup. And you have Unit 367 from the Kfir Brigade, under the command of the Northern Gaza Brigade, continue to operate to dismantle this infrastructure and just say it's not going to be able to remain there. No matter what the future looks like, those tunnels are not part of the future. And so literally, even in Beit Hanun, there's literally operations right now to destroy and to destroy these tunnels, but also, Hamas commanders are still there. Don't forget about that. A Hamas commander was killed in Beit Hanun in a 500-meter terror tunnel, and overnight, Yahalom, us and a bunch of other guys were able to destroy that tunnel where those 3 soldiers were killed. Eli Gavriel, Hillel Daner, and others. So I'm just saying a lot is going on with taking out their infrastructure. But what we got to do is we got to be able to together hold hands in unity and not let anything shake the unshakable unity, the unshakable bond with the free world, United States and everywhere. We can't let a wedge be driven in between Israel and the rest of the free world. And we're facing, there's still 3 more hostages, I believe. I can't wait till those 3 are back and we'll be able to start to feel this wholeness. And then once these tunnels are gone, wow, we'll start to feel more of the security. And then we just have to continue to dismantle Hamas entirely and disarm them entirely and completely. This is not just some story, some movie. This is real, guys. I want you to know this is physical reality. Real tunnels, real hostages, real weapons, real ceasefire cracks. And these things really, really are happening. And we can't let us go back to the way it was before this October 7th. We can't go back to a time where our people are dragged into those tunnels. We can't go back into a time where we're not watching our borders properly, where we're not standing up properly for righteousness and just turning a blind eye. We can't go back there. We can't risk that this corridor, Philadelphia corridor, would be stewarded by someone else. We have to do our job properly. The dream, Jacob's dream, right? He dreamed a dream about dwelling in the land in peace. It was really God's dream. Psalms 126, when the Lord brought back the captivity of Zion, the hostages coming back, the Aliyah. We were like those who dreamed. Our mouth was filled with laughter, our tongue was singing. And they said among the nations, in the nations they said, wow, God has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are glad. I love that. You've been 126'd.